Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that has the power to change your life forever, unleashing your potential. You see, every one of us is gifted with unique talents, dreams, and capabilities. But the challenge isn't discovering our potential, it's tapping into it and unleashing it to create a life of purpose and fulfillment. First, understand that the journey to unlocking your potential starts with a decision. A decision to be better, to do more, and to refuse mediocrity. The greatest tragedy is not aiming too high and missing, but aiming too low and hitting. Life doesn't get better by chance, it gets better by change. Second, discipline yourself to stay consistent. Success isn't found in the grand moments, but in the small, consistent efforts repeated over time. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Third, learn to value time. It's the one resource you can never get back. The clock is ticking and life waits for no one. How you use your time determines who you become. Invest it wisely. Next, cultivate a mindset of growth. Life is a classroom, and every experience is a lesson. The more you learn, the more you earn in every sense of the word. Fifth, associate with people who inspire and challenge you. Your environment shapes you. Stay around those who see greatness in you and push you to become your best. And finally, take action today, not tomorrow. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Start now and make adjustments as you go. My friends, your potential is limitless. But potential alone achieves nothing, only action does. Step out of your comfort zone, raise your standards, and commit to a life of excellence. Unleash your potential now and watch how extraordinary your life can become. Success starts with a decision. Decide to unleash your potential. Commit to greatness. Discipline is key. Daily, consistent efforts create massive results. Time is your most valuable asset. Invest it wisely, for it shapes your destiny. A growth mindset is non-negotiable. Learn continuously. Knowledge compounds. Your environment shapes you. Surround yourself with driven, positive people. Take immediate action. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. Refuse to settle for average. Aim high, push limits, and stay hungry for success. Leverage failure. Learn from mistakes. They're stepping stones to greatness. Dream big, act bigger. Goals or dreams with deadlines, make them real. Never stop evolving. Constantly upgrade yourself. Never rest on past achievements. Let me tell you something. Life changes the moment you make a decision. Not just any decision, but a true committed decision. It's when you draw a line in the sand and say enough is enough. It's when you decide that you won't settle for less than you can be, do, or have. That's the turning point. See, it's easy to wish for things. We all want a better life, more success, financial freedom, and fulfilling relationships. But wishes don't move mountains, decisions do. A real decision is when you cut off any other possibility. It's saying, this is it, I'm doing it, no matter what. The Latin root of the word decide means to cut off. When you decide, you eliminate excuses, distractions, and the comfort of playing it safe. But here's the key. Most people never really decide. They talk about what they want, dream about it, even complain about not having it. But they never make the choice to pursue it relentlessly. They drift through life hoping things will change, but hope is not a strategy. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you decide. When you truly decide, you ignite a fire within you. Suddenly, the obstacles don't matter. The circumstances don't matter. What matters is your commitment to follow through. That's the power of decision. It fuels your drive, sharpens your focus, and keeps you moving forward, even on tough days. You become unstoppable. But you must decide today, not someday. Someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the graveyard. You've got to declare what you want and commit to it now. It's the bold decision to act that turns possibilities into realities. So take a look at your life and ask yourself, what do you truly want? What are you no longer willing to tolerate? What are you finally ready to commit to, no matter what? Make the decision, follow through, and watch how life bends to meet your resolve. That's where true success begins. Let me tell you, the bridge between goals and accomplishment is discipline. It's the magic ingredient that transforms intentions into results. Without discipline, even the best plans crumble, and dreams remain just dreams. It's the foundation of all success, the steady hand that guides you through the storms and keeps you on course when distractions try to pull you away. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's easy to be excited when motivation is high, but real growth happens when you show up consistently, regardless of how you feel. The true test of discipline is pushing forward on those cold, hard days when the enthusiasm has faded, but the commitment remains. You see, discipline is about setting standards and holding yourself accountable. It's making a habit of excellence in the small things, knowing that how you do anything is how you do everything. So small, seemingly insignificant actions you take every day compound over time, whether they're positive or negative. Skipping a workout or putting off a task might not seem like a big deal today, but repeated often enough, it leads to a life of regret. On the other hand, a disciplined person stacks small wins every day, consistent effort, steady progress, and eventually big results. The secret is understanding that discipline is a skill that can be developed. Start with small commitments. Set a goal and stick to it no matter what. Show yourself that you can follow through. As your confidence grows, take on bigger challenges. Discipline, like a muscle, gets stronger the more you train it. But remember, discipline isn't about punishment, it's about freedom. It frees you from the chaos of procrastination, bad habits, and inconsistency. It gives you control over your own destiny, allowing you to create the life you truly desire. Without discipline, you become a slave to impulses and distractions. With it, you're the master of your fate. So decide today to make discipline your ally, use it to shape your character and drive your actions. Over time, it becomes second nature, a way of life. And that's when success isn't just a possibility, it's inevitable. Let me share something that can transform your entire approach to life. Time is your most valuable asset. It's the one thing we all have in equal measure, yet how we use it makes all the difference. Money, possessions, even opportunities, they can come and go, but time once spent is gone forever. The clock is always ticking and every moment counts. Most people underestimate the power of time. They treat it casually, wasting hours on distractions, unproductive habits, and things that don't move them closer to their dreams. But here's the truth, time is life itself. How you spend your time is how you spend your life. The minutes you waste today can never be reclaimed, and that's why every decision you make matters. The key is to become intentional with your time. It's not about cramming more into your day. It's about making sure what you do truly matters. Are you spending time on things that bring you closer to your goals? Or are you drifting from one meaningless task to another? Successful people understand the value of time and they guard it fiercely. They know how to say no to distractions and yes to the things that matter. And don't fall into the trap of saying, I'll do it someday. Someday's not a day of the week. The road to someday leads to nowhere. The only time you have is now, this moment, this day. That's where your power lies. You can't change the past, and the future is promised to no one. But you can shape today, and by doing so, you shape your future. It's about setting priorities and focusing on high-value activities. If something won't matter 5 years from now, don't spend more than 5 minutes worrying about it. Invest your time in things that create value, bring fulfillment, and move you closer to your dreams. And remember, time management is really about self-management. It's about the discipline to choose what matters over what's easy. It's about the courage to let go of distractions and commit to what truly matters. Master your time and you master your life. So don't just let time pass, use it. Make every minute count. The clock is ticking, but it's not your enemy. It's a reminder to make the most of every moment, to live fully, and to make a difference. Because in the end, it's not just about counting the hours, it's about making the hours count. Let me tell you something that can change the trajectory of your life. A growth mindset is non-negotiable. It's the difference between a life of limitations and a life of endless possibilities. You see, your mindset shapes your reality. It determines how you interpret challenges, sets, and opportunities. It's not just about what you know, it's about how willing you are to learn, adapt, and keep moving forward. A growth mindset means believing that you can improve, learn, and achieve more through effort and persistence. It's understanding that talent and intelligence are just the starting point. It's the dedication to learning and growing that truly sets you apart. Far too many people live their lives in a fixed mindset, convinced that their abilities are carved in stone. They shy away from challenges, avoid criticism, and feel threatened by the success of others. But that's a recipe for stagnation. With a growth mindset, failure becomes a teacher, not a verdict. You don't fear mistakes, you learn from them. When you encounter setbacks, you don't throw in the towel. You analyze, adapt, and try again. You see, success is rarely a straight line. It's a journey of trials, adjustments, and perseverance. Those with a growth mindset embrace the process, knowing that mastery takes time. The person who grows and learns every day is unstoppable. But here's the key: you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. Growth requires stepping out of your comfort zone and confronting uncertainty. It's about stretching yourself, pushing past limits, and daring to be a beginner at something new. Too often, people cling to comfort and familiarity, but that's where dreams go to die. Growth happens at the edge of your comfort zone. And it's not just about skills, it's about character. A growth mindset means developing qualities like resilience, adaptability, and a hunger for knowledge. It means welcoming challenges, embracing feedback, and constantly seeking ways to improve. You measure success not just by results, but by the progress you make. If you want to unleash your potential, adopt a growth mindset. Commit to lifelong learning, read, ask questions, seek mentors, and invest in your personal development. Stay curious and never assume you know it all. The day you stop learning is the day you stop growing. So decide today to make growth your priority. Choose to learn from every experience and make progress every day. A growth mindset opens doors, shatters limits, and takes you places you never imagined. Life rewards those who dare to grow, so keep growing and watch how far you can go. Let me share a truth that can make or break your journey. Your environment shapes you. It's one of the most powerful influences on your life, and it works quietly, often without you even noticing. The people you associate with, the places you spend your time, And the ideas you expose yourself to are constantly molding your thinking, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. You can't hang around negative, small-minded people and expect to live a big, successful life. It just doesn't work that way. The attitudes, beliefs, and habits of those around you rub off slowly but surely. If you're surrounded by complainers, doubters, and excuse makers, don't be surprised if you find yourself thinking the same way. On the other hand, when you spend time with people who challenge you, inspire you, and expect greatness from you, you start to rise to the occasion. It's like the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that. Who are you around most often? Are they pushing you forward or holding you back? Are they building you up or tearing you down? The answer to those questions will tell you a lot about where your life is headed. But it's not just people, it's your entire environment. What books are you reading? What conversations are you having? What media are you consuming? These things shape your thoughts, and your thoughts shape your life. Guard your mind carefully. Feed it with wisdom, inspiration, and ideas that uplift and expand your thinking. And remember, you have the power to choose your environment. You can seek out mentors, join communities of high achievers, and create surroundings that energize and motivate you. If you want to fly high, you can't stay in the chicken coop. You've got to get around the eagles. Even if you have to make changes that feel uncomfortable, it's worth it. Because in the right environment, growth becomes inevitable. And let's talk about standards, because your environment sets the standard for what you consider normal. If everyone around you is content with mediocrity, you might start accepting it too. But when you're surrounded by driven, disciplined, successful people, you naturally raise your standards. You see what's possible and you refuse to settle for less. So take a close look at your environment. Is it helping you become the person you want to be? If not, it's time to make some changes. Protect your space, choose your influences wisely, and surround yourself with people and ideas that lift you higher. The right environment can ignite your potential and propel you toward greatness. Remember, you can't change the direction of the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Create an environment that pushes you to grow, and watch how quickly your life transforms. Let me tell you, nothing happens until you take action, immediate, decisive action. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the right moment, the perfect plan, or the ideal conditions. But here's the truth. Perfection is an illusion, and waiting is a thief of dreams. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. See, ideas are powerful, but only if acted upon. A great idea unexecuted is worthless. The marketplace rewards action, not intentions. You can have the best plans, the boldest dreams, and the most inspiring visions, but without action, they remain fantasies. It's the person who steps out, takes risks, and moves forward who reaps the rewards. But let's be honest, taking action isn't always easy. It can be uncomfortable, uncertain, and sometimes even frightening. But that's the price of progress. The truth is, if you wait for the perfect moment, you'll wait forever. Conditions will never be perfect, and opportunities don't come gift-wrapped. You have to seize them boldly and without hesitation. Action brings clarity. When you start moving, even if it's imperfectly, you learn, adjust, and gain momentum. One step leads to another, and before you know it, you've made progress. But standing still, analyzing endlessly, and waiting for guarantees only leads to missed chances and regrets. Life rewards those who step out, not those who hesitate. You have to develop a bias for action and attitude that says, I'm going to make something happen now. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. Sometimes a small step in the right direction is all it takes to build momentum. The key is to take that first step, make that first call, send that email, make that decision. Action triggers progress, and progress builds confidence. And here's a powerful truth. The pain of discipline is far lighter than the pain of regret. Regret weighs tons, while discipline weighs ounces. The regret of missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential is far more painful than any temporary discomfort of taking action. So make it a rule: when you think of something you need to do, act on it immediately. Don't delay. Whether it's a goal, a dream, or a responsibility, don't let hesitation creep in. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It doesn't matter if it's imperfect. What matters is that you start. Success favors the action takers, the go-getters, and the doers. So decide today to be a person of action. Take that step and let momentum carry you forward. Because in the end, your life is defined by the actions you take, not the plans you make. Take action now and watch your life transform. Let me share something vital. Refuse to settle for average. Life is too short, and your potential is far too great to accept mediocrity. Yet, so many people drift through life, content with just getting by. They do just enough to survive, to stay comfortable, and to avoid failure. But here's the truth: comfort zones are where dreams go to die. You weren't made for average. Deep down, you know it. There's a voice inside you that whispers of greatness, of untapped potential, of a life far beyond the ordinary. But here's the challenge: greatness requires more. It demands excellence, commitment, and a willingness to go the extra mile. It's about raising your standards, setting higher expectations for yourself, and never accepting good enough. Average is easy, asks little and gives even less. It requires no risk, no sacrifice, and no boldness. But it also offers no rewards, no fulfillment, and no legacy. The problem with settling for average is that it leads to a life of regret for the dreams you didn't chase, the potential you never realized, and the life you never lived. The cost of settling is far greater than the cost of striving for excellence. Excellence isn't about perfection, it's about effort. It's about giving your best, pushing beyond limits, and constantly raising the bar. It's doing more than what's expected, not for recognition, but because you expect it from yourself. It's the commitment to be better today than you were yesterday. The truth is, greatness is a habit, a way of living. It's built one decision, one action, one discipline at a time, but you have to want it. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone, challenge yourself, and embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. Average settles, greatness reaches. Average complains, greatness takes responsibility. Average waits, greatness acts. The question is, which one are you choosing today? And don't make the mistake of measuring yourself against others. Average isn't determined by comparing yourself to those around you. It's determined by your own potential. The real competition is with the person you were yesterday. The goal is not to be better than someone else, but to be better than you were before. If you want extraordinary results, you need to commit to extraordinary actions. Push a little harder, stay a little longer, learn a little more, and refuse to be satisfied with good enough. You'll find that the more you strive for excellence, the more you'll discover how much you're truly capable of achieving. So decide today that you won't settle for a life of mediocrity. Demand more from yourself, more focus, more discipline, more action. Set your standards high and refuse to back down, because the only limits are the ones you set for yourself. Reject average and choose greatness. Your future self will thank you for it. Let me tell you something that can turn your setbacks into comebacks. Learn to leverage failure. Most people fear failure. They treat it like a final verdict, a sign to stop, or a mark of inadequacy. But the truth is, failure is not the enemy, it's a teacher. It's the stepping stone to success, not a stumbling block. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the absence of failure, it's how they respond to it. You see, failure carries lessons you can't learn any other way. It reveals weaknesses, exposes blind spots, and forces you to adapt. It's the world's way of saying, try again, but this time be wiser. The problem is, most people don't look for the lesson, they focus on the loss. They let the pain of failure paralyze them instead of propel them forward. But those who understand the power of failure use it as fuel. They ask, what did I learn? How can I grow? What can I do differently next time? The reality is, you can't avoid failure if you're aiming for greatness. Anything worth achieving comes with risks, and risks sometimes lead to setbacks. But here's the secret: successful people fail more often than others. They simply refuse to stay down. They know that failure is a temporary state, not a permanent condition. It's a chapter, not the whole story. But you have to be willing to face it, own it, and learn from it. Avoiding failure means avoiding growth. It's playing life too safe, staying comfortable, and never challenging yourself. Growth lives on the edge of discomfort, where failure is a possibility, but so is greatness. The goal isn't to eliminate failure, it's to leverage it. And here's the magic: when you learn to leverage failure, you become unstoppable. Suddenly, setbacks aren't devastating, they're enlightening. You stop fearing failure and start using it. You become resilient, adaptable, and confident, knowing that every fall is just a setup for a stronger comeback. But it takes courage. You have to let go of your ego, acknowledge your mistakes, and make adjustments. That's how you turn failure into progress. Failure doesn't define you. What you do after it does. The greatest successes often come right after the hardest failures. It's life's way of testing your resolve. So don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid to never try. Be afraid of living a life so safe, so cautious that you never truly live. Embrace failure, learn from it, and keep moving forward. Because failure is not the opposite of success, it's a vital part of it. When you leverage failure, you don't just bounce back, you bounce forward, stronger and forward, stronger and wiser. Remember, the path to success is paved with setbacks, missteps, and lessons learned. The question isn't whether you'll fail, you will. The question is, will you use it to grow? Choose to leverage failure, and you'll find it's not a curse, but a blessing in disguise. Let me tell you something that can transform your life. Dream big, but act even bigger. Dreams are powerful. They ignite your imagination, fill you with hope, and give you a vision of a better future. But a dream without action is just a wish of fantasy that fades away. You can't build a life on wishes, you build it on action. Big dreams stretch you. They make you think beyond your current reality. They push you to imagine what could be, not just what is. But the secret is this: dreaming big is only the beginning. The real magic happens when you back those dreams with massive, consistent action. It's about translating vision into reality step by step. See, the world doesn't reward daydreamers, it rewards doers, those who dare to turn ideas into results. Too many people talk about what they're going to do someday or when the time is right. But someday never comes and perfect conditions don't exist. You have to act now, even if it's uncomfortable, even if you're unsure. Action brings clarity, it uncovers paths, reveals solutions, and creates momentum. Dreams are free, but the journey to achieve them has a price: discipline, hard work, and persistence. It's about waking up early, staying late, and going the extra mile. It's sacrificing comfort today for a better tomorrow. It's the willingness to pay the price because you know the reward is worth it. And let's be honest, big dreams attract big challenges. You'll face setbacks, criticism, and doubt, sometimes from others, sometimes from yourself. But that's where acting bigger comes in. You have to keep moving forward even when the path is rough. It's easy to dream when everything's smooth. It's a test of character to keep pushing when the going gets tough. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't isn't the size of their dreams, it's the size of their actions. Dreaming big is the spark, but acting bigger is the fire that turns dreams into reality. When you take bold, relentless action, you don't just make progress, you create breakthroughs. And don't just act once, act consistently. Consistency compounds. Small actions done daily add up to massive results. You can't build a skyscraper with one big brick, you lay one brick at a time, day in and day out. It's the same with your dreams. Success is a result of daily effort, focus, and determination. So yes, dream big, let your imagination soar, but remember, dreams alone don't get you there. You have to act bigger, move boldly, consistently, and with purpose. Make today count, do the work, even if it's hard, even if it's uncomfortable. Because in the end, it's not the size of the dream that matters, it's the size of the actions you take. Dream big, act bigger, live a life that turns visions into victories. That's how greatness is achieved. Let me share something crucial to your growth: never stop evolving. Life is a constant flow of change, and you are either growing or you're shrinking. The world around you is always moving forward, and if you're not growing, you're being left behind. The process of evolution is continuous. It doesn't stop with age, success, or even failure. It's a mindset, a commitment to constantly improving, adapting, and reaching for new heights. Too many people fall into the trap of comfort. They believe that once they reach a certain level, they've made it. But let me tell you, that's where the danger lies. The moment you think you've learned everything, the moment you stop seeking growth, you start to plateau. You may be doing well today, but what about tomorrow? The world doesn't stay static, and neither should you. Success today doesn't guarantee success tomorrow if you're not evolving, if you're not learning new skills, improving your knowledge, and adapting to change. And never stop evolving, because the most successful people are the ones who are always looking for ways to improve. They don't settle for good enough. They push themselves to learn more, to do more, and to become more. They know that growth is the key to staying ahead, staying relevant, and continuing to add value to the world. Every setback is an opportunity to evolve. Every success is a chance to elevate yourself further. It doesn't matter how old you are or where you are in life, there's always room to evolve. Whether it's improving your communication skills, learning a new technical ability, or developing a new habit, the journey of personal development never ends. The key is to stay hungry for growth, to keep seeking new challenges, and to never become complacent. When you stop evolving, you stop improving, and when you stop improving, you stop living to your full potential. And let's talk about resilience, because evolving often requires you to face adversity. It means stepping out of your comfort zone, taking risks, and learning from your mistakes. Growth doesn't always come easily, but that's part of the process. The challenges you face are what refine you, teach you, and build your character. When things get tough, that's when the real growth happens. So don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of obstacles. They are simply the tests that prepare you for the next level of success. You must evolve in your thinking as well. What got you here won't get you there. The same mindset that helped you overcome previous challenges may not be enough to handle new ones. You have to constantly upgrade your thinking, your beliefs, your values, and your approach to problems. Embrace the idea that the journey of improvement is ongoing and that your best version is always just ahead of you. And never forget that evolving isn't just about adding new skills or knowledge, it's also about becoming a better person. Evolving means growing your character, your integrity, and your relationships. It means being kind when you don't have to be, showing up when no one's watching, and doing what's right even when it's hard. So make the decision right now, never stop evolving. Commit to being a lifelong learner, to pushing the boundaries of what you think is possible. Stay hungry, stay curious, and embrace the journey of continuous growth. Because the moment you stop evolving is the moment you stop becoming the person you were meant to be. Keep evolving and you'll keep rising to new heights. Your future self is counting on it.